Hello everyone, welcome to my chemistry channel BL Das Short and Sweet in Chemistry. Now I am going to explain the topic of the 10th class CBSE syllabus, that is chemical reactivity. There are so many chemical reactions in class 10th class chemistry chapters, and the chapter is acids, base and salt. Now this is part 5. Part 1 to part 4 I have already discussed different type of experiments. Now it is the part 5 where you will see the first is activity 1. Then what is that experiment? Now take some sodium carbonate. Sodium carbonate is that is solid amorphous powder, that is not crystalline one. Take sodium carbonate and sodium hydrogen carbonate in different test tube. One is A, other is B. And now next you add dilute hydrochloric acid. That means you will take sodium hydrogen carbonate in a test tube and add dilute hydrochloric acid. Similarly, take sodium carbonate in other test tube B and add here dilute hydrochloric acid. And after that you see what is the observation. In observation you can find that means here you will see what is the observation. The colorless, odorless gas evolve in both test tube. Then what is the color and odor of the gas? That is colorless and odorless gas. Now here, what is that gas? You think yourself that is the carbon dioxide. And here you see the colorless, odorless gas, what is evolved, that is the carbon dioxide gas. If you pass the gas through the lime water, it turns milky. On excess passing, it disappears. Then what is that meaning? That means the carbon dioxide which is evolved, and that is very important, that changes lime water to milky. Milky due to that is calcium carbonate product. Calcium carbonate is produced, and that is why it is milky. And milkiness disappears when excess passing. Then what happens on excess passing? That means here calcium hydrogen carbonate is produced. Now let us see what is lime water. Lime water means calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide added to water in a beaker without disturbing overnight. You keep calcium hydroxide, which is solid one, you take and add in a beaker of water, and you find here the colorless liquid that is on the top of, and you decanted it, and that is called lime water. Now you see sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3, NaCO3, that is sodium hydrogen carbonate, but it is also known as sodium bicarbonate, NaCl, sodium chloride, and calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole 2. If it is in liquid form, simply water form, then you say it is lime water. And here if you see calcium bicarbonate, bicarbonate means here hydrogen carbonate. Hydrogen carbonate means SCO3. This is the hydrogen carbonate. This hydrogen carbonate and calcium balance is 2, so you put here 2, and it is calcium hydrogen carbonate is -1. If it is -1 and it is +2, so automatically the formula CaSCO3 whole 2. Similarly, you can find any formula Na2CO3 because it is -2 and it is +1. It is NaHCO3. NaHCO3, that is -1 and it is +1. And similarly, you can see calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide means calcium is +2 and hydroxide is -1. So the formula CaOH whole 2. Now if you come to what is the reaction, see first what we have done, you have taken sodium carbonate and that is your Na2CO3. Sodium carbonate and here dilute hydrochloric acid. Remember, if you will not write DIL, dilute, then the sentence, the reaction is wrong. So you should write dilute. Dilute means water is amount is there, but don't add water to acid. Always add acid to water, otherwise so many explosion can take, because there is a liberation of large amount of heat. Now NaCl, that is soluble in water, is aqua. H2 and carbon dioxide is gas. Gas means it goes up, the sign indicates that it is a gas. Similarly, this reaction sodium, hydrogen, carbon also gives NaCl, water and carbon dioxide. On passing carbon dioxide through the lime water, I told lime water means that upper portion of the calcium hydroxide with water overnight if you keep and decant, that is called lime water. Carbon dioxide you pass, then it changes to calcium carbonate, which is a precipitate, white precipitate milkiness, calcium carbonate. Similarly, on excess you will pass, the milkiness not remain as it is, it will disappear. It becomes a colorless liquid, and calcium bicarbonate or calcium hydrogen carbonate. Calcium hydrogen carbonate is the colorless liquid. Then come to here, next one, if you see the calcium carbonate, if you pass a large amount of excess amount of carbon dioxide, then what happens? Now you can observe calcium carbonate is a white precipitate on excess passing carbon dioxide and water. And what happened here? It forms calcium hydrogen carbonate, or you can say calcium bicarbonate, which is no precipitate, which is soluble in water, that is a clear solution. So this is called calcium hydrogen carbonate. Hydrochloric acid are two types. When I want to write dilute HCl, you can write shortly also DILHCl. If you want to write concentrated as hydrochloric acid, that means here the water amount is less. So there are two acids, type of acid. One is dilute where water is more, and one is concentrated where water is less. So next come to sodium carbonate, and sodium carbonate is that is colorless amorphous powder, and here when sodium hydrogen carbonate you will see that is sodium NaHCO3, that means sodium carbonate Na2CO3, because CO3 charge is -2 and Na charge is here +1, and NaSO3, SO3 means that is hydrogen carbonate, the charge is -1 and this is +1. So we will react only dilute HCl but not concentrated HCl. It will react only dilute HCl but not concentrated HCl. Then come to activity 2. What is that experiment? The experiment means here you can see here that take some sodium chloride solution. What is mean sodium chloride solution? Sodium chloride solution means here you can see sodium chloride is a colorless solid. Colorless solid when it comes to in contact with silver nitrate solution. Silver nitrate solution mean what happened here? Silver nitrate is a soluble in water. Soluble in water means here it is a colorless solution, and here sodium chloride is also a colorless solution, and both you take in a test tube and take sodium chloride in a particular test tube and this silver nitrate from other test tube in the solution form to it. So important what? Sodium chloride is a colorless solution. Silver nitrate is a colorless solution. But when you are silver nitrate solution to sodium chloride, and here what happened? That is produce is a white precipitate, cloudy white precipitate. Place the test tube. After that you place the test tube under sunlight for some time, because it is only experiment. So here it is explained only the experiment. What you will take sodium chloride in a test tube, add silver nitrate from other test tube, this solution to it. Then after that you place in the sunlight for some time. Then what happened? Observation, when you add, what happened? A cloudy white precipitate is formed. What is that? That is nothing. That is a silver chloride. That means a cloudy white precipitate is formed when silver nitrate solution is added to sodium chloride solution. Here you will see what is that silver chloride. What happens here? When silver chloride is kept in sunlight, it gives that what it will give? It will give only silver. That means sodium silver chloride first produce silver chloride. Silver chloride when produced in the form in the front of sunlight for some time, it produce what it produce? It produce silver. Silver means grey color, silver shining, and lastly it changes to grey color. That means putting on sunlight, silver chloride dissociates into silver and chlorine. Then what happened? The silver, which is a grey color. Inference. What is the conclusion? That means silver nitrate is a crystalline solid dissolved in water to give aqueous solution. First point. And second point, what is that one? Sodium chloride is a crystalline solid. That is also crystalline solid. When dissolved in water, it gives aqueous solution. So that means sodium nitrate is soluble in water, and silver nitrate also soluble in water, and here silver sodium chloride is also soluble in water, but here silver is freely there and its color is grey in presence of sunlight. Then see reaction. You take sodium chloride in a test tube, add silver nitrate aqueous solution in that. Silver chloride is formed cloudy white precipitate. Sodium nitrate aqua. Why it is written aqua? Because it is soluble in water. Why it is written as? Because silver chloride is a precipitate, solid one. And here silver chloride, that is, which is soluble, not soluble, sorry, which is a cloudy white precipitate. In the reaction you can see product side, this is precipitate, this is soluble in water. Sodium nitrate, that is a solution form, clear solution, that means aqueous solution, that means it's soluble in water. Cloudy white precipitate, that is AgCl placed under sunlight. That silver chloride is produced here. Sorry, silver chloride is produced here. This silver chloride, that is precipitate, if we put in sunlight, then grey color and chlorine gas is produced. Grey color, if 2 times you are taking, then Cl2 chlorine molecule is produced. Are you clear? Silver, that is grey color, and chlorine. Actually silver, that is having shining silver mirror, but since you are placing in sunlight for some time, it changes to grey color, and that is actually the color of silver in sunlight. Oxides, it is oxidized, so it is grey color. So this is the reactions when you treat silver nitrate to sodium chloride, or both will mix and gives the main important silver chloride white precipitate. This white precipitate again you put for sunlight, in sunlight, then what happen? Silver grey color is produced, and with chlorine gas that will go up. That will go up. You can say right here chlorine is a gas, so you can write here, and Cg also you can write. Now I hope it is clear to you. This is the activity 5 where you can see what is the carbon dioxide gas, what is the use of carbon dioxide, how can you know it is carbon dioxide by passing through lime water. Similarly, what happens when silver nitrate solution is added to sodium chloride. Don't add sodium chloride to silver nitrate, because silver nitrate here is taken as a reagent, so you add a little solution to the sodium chloride aqueous solution in a test tube. I hope it is clear, and hope also you will subscribe my channel BL Das Short and Sweet in Chemistry. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks again to all.